Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much to take the time to come at this event. As you can imagine, I would prefer to be directly with you, but the situation don't allow that kind of possibility. So thank you very much to Swiss Prime Brands to organize all of this and all of the team of Swiss Prime Brands. So as you know now, as you are aware, we launched a new piece, which is for me, an important step in the thinking and an important step in terms of new horizons for the brand, also for myself in terms of creativity. And this already started, as you know, with the different collections that we have: Heritage Collection, Freedom Collection, and Exception Collection. Continuum, this edition one, belongs to Freedom. Freedom is for me, I can say, a place that I have freeness to develop, to create, to play with texture, to play with material, to play with design that is different than what we can imagine about, for example, Heritage Collection with a classical DNA of fine watchmaking. And I don't know, but I have this capacity to switch from Heritage, Freedom, and Exception quite easily, because when we started about that to think, I said the collector will understand that they are faces of me. And this is why, in the future, you will see creation will arrive on Freedom with a clear spirit about this, and some new piece, for example, with a clear vision about heritage. And this I really like, it gives me a freeness in terms of creativity and development. Continuum Edition 1 is a work of my team. I'm not alone, about that. Anyway, if I'm working on all of that kind of things, including the design, the single details about the buckle, about the crown, about the hands, the movement. I can say almost everything, but at the end, I have a team who are able to realize and to produce all of my dreams, all of my craziness, and this is something fantastic and it's important. So today we are 29 persons. Next year we will be probably 35, and we will continue in all of that kind of creativity. Continuum 1 is, I can say, a certain, not an achievement, but it's 16 years, 20 years, and I can say 47 years of my life, almost. I'm born here. I started everything in 2000 and I built the brand in 2005. So it means I have a certain background about watchmaking, about all of that. And Continuum is, I can say, a synthesis about reflection, about travels around the world, about talk with collectors, about all of that kind of things that my brain has printed in the thinking about what to do. So doing that kind of thing is not just something that we try, it's my life. And the freeness to be able to work, like I said, between different type of, I can say probably design. So Continuum, I was imagining that watch thin, which is 9mm 0.55. I was thinking about something comfortable. This is the reason about the titanium. As you know, I love titanium since a long time, so it's not new for me. And my reflection was why also the titanium was about the future. This is a metal that will accept years and generation without any difficulties. And this is also one of the reasons why the titanium is so interesting for me. So I decided to start with the case, with the crown in titanium, and I said we continue with the dial. So the dial is made also in titanium grade 5. On the watch here, the hands, the index are made in solid white gold. And for sure, the thinking was about the movement. So for me, we already did the micro-rotor skillet in titanium, so we have a certain attitude about the difficulty, how to work and how to finish bridges in titanium. And on Continuum, for me, it was important to also use the titanium. For the question of weight, Continuum is 55 grams. It's not carbon fiber, so it means it's going to go forever. Movement, the movement, it was a reflection, about also something simple to use. No headache, no complexity in terms of adjustment. And I said, Romain, the level of collector that you have, they will appreciate to have a stop second. So we have a stop balance that you will see with pictures a little bit more close up. We have a snail cam, and I took the design and the reflection of logical. The snail cam that we have, the same shape, is inside Continuum, but to create a rotation. So when you pull out the crown, you have a rotation of the snail cam who will stop the balance and then start again, so give certain energy to start again the watch. So the reflection, like I said, was how to adjust the time, how to be also precise if the movement is precise, which is the case. And also the reflection about the hands. I know that collectors around the world, for some of them, they wish to buy a piece, but at the end, so for some people, the dials are too small, hands too small, so quite difficult to read the time. And this is why the Continuum is also, in that vision. Long hands, full dial, and easy, I can say, to read the time. Easy to adjust the time, and for me, the really important things, like I said for you, was regarding the comfort. So the 55 grams with the titanium movement is something that I really enjoy. It's really depending on how you want to use it, if it's like everyday use or if it's only like the weekend or a special occasion. Continuum is an everyday use, so comfortable, you don't feel it, and the thickness is something that I really appreciate. Then it was also to think about a certain design, and freedom allowed me to be a little bit more, I can say, modern, pure, and this was my vision, starting with the dial. But for Continuum, I decided to have almost no vehicle, the hour, the second, and just to give the possibility, a kind of vision of horizon, continuity. And this is why no circle, and the dial is pure, easy to read the time, and I decided to have the same type of reflection with the movement. The movement is using the finger bridge style that we know from the history of the Valley de Joux, but with a modern approach. So it's not every bridges or three bridges, parallel and with a straight line. I also have a certain, freeness regarding that, but the inspiration was with that. So you have the barrel bridge, straight line, you have the balance bridge, straight line, and the big bridge in the middle takes, I can say, the same dynamic, with the horizontal. As you can see, there is a mat which is on the top of the bridges, and this is also exactly that. There is no circle who close the finishing, so it's like the same things horizon, to create freeness. Yes, I have seen laser finishing on bridges, on type of decorations in years and a long time, and I say to myself, we cannot do that. We need to have something who create the rendering of something with the laser, but made by hand. And this was for me really important, and this is what we achieve here. So the mat that you see on the bridges is an operation by hand, like an engraving. I'm not going to explain how we do that, because it's also a part of the reflection, the development, and a part of also the DNA that we will continue also in the future. We will involve, we will propose also a different level of finishing, and yes. How it's done here, you have the top of the bridge, the 45 degrees angle, and then you have the engraving. So just if you look at that angular, means in a way it's not done with laser. So it gives light, it's playing with with the outside light, and it's not something just matte and that's it. We have, for example, on the dial, I was thinking also maybe to do on the dial, but I said, Romain, the reflection and all of that will be maybe not really nice to see, which maybe some people will think about, it's not well done or this, you see. So this is why the dial is a classical, I can say, sandblasting, and it was really for me important on the dial to keep the color of the titanium. So the color, as you see on the dial, is the natural grade 5 just with sandblasting and a protection for the UV, you know. So finishing, as you know, titanium is quite complex to work. But then after that, perfectly finished by hand to be perfectly smooth, you know. And for me, it was also important to think about, in a way, future. This is why, you know, for the moment, and it's launched with rubber strap. And we will continue with that addition of titanium to use rubber strap. Comfort, you see the thickness of the strap is not, it means it's really comfortable. So when I was designing the bezel, I was thinking about, you know, reflection. And the conception when I did is relatively simple, but it was a work with angular and a kind of cutting to create the facet, as you see here. So you have the same type of facets here, and I keep it also the same design on the crown. I could talk for hours about them, but maybe a last point about the buckle. The buckle was for me also important to redesign and to work on. So taking the same design, the same geometry, I can say, and also made for sure in titanium grade 5. I'm sure you will have quite a lot of questions regarding the piece. So for me, you know, it's really, I can say, a pleasure when we create something and we invest so much time, so much energy, and I'm really happy about, I can say, the comments that I already have seen. Why I can say at this level? Because what you see is from myself, is from my team, and as you know, the thinking about the manufacturer and the meaning for me about independent was always the autonomy. So thank you so much to take the time. A real pleasure. Enjoy the time with Swiss Prime Brands. Thank you so much and have a good time. Thank you.